And what a scummy man. Just give him half a chance, I'll bet he'll rob you if you can. Can see it in his eyes, yeah, that he's got a driving ban, amongst some other offences. And I've seen him with girls of the night, and he told Roxanne to put on a red light. They're all infected, but he'll be alright, 'cause he's a scumbag, don't you know? I said, he's a scumbag, don't you know? The Arctic Monkeys, When the Sun Goes Down. I hope I don't get a copyright claim for that, good lord. But it was any way to sort of start another Amico video. Just, you know, I was listening to this song the other night, and yeah, so it's Arctic Monkeys, When the Sun Goes Down. I won't play the actual song here because that'll definitely get me a copyright claim. And yeah, just made me think of Tommy Tallarico, because yeah, horrible little man. Oh, that's something else that's, God, it's going to be doing my head in. This is going out on Monday, 19th of September. If you're not in the UK, you may not have heard. We had I don't know, the Queen or something, and she died. You know, a lot of people are very upset about the fact she died, because they seem very. They don't seem to quite understand that when you're 96 years old, the chances of you dying are considerably high. So it's a funeral on the 19th of September, which is a Monday, and I saw Channel 5 was trending, and I thought, why? But yeah, BBC One, BBC Two, all the BBC channels, whatever they are showing bloody funeral. Okay, it only runs for like 2 hours, but yeah, Channel 4. I mean, it does show. He seems to have scrolled down his list here, but obviously the main channels will be up here, the ITV, BBC, and so on. But Channel 5, for some reason, this is Channel 5 is right down here, even below Channel 4+1. But I don't know. Yeah, a lot of people were saying that the one channel not showing the funeral is Channel 5. Now, normally at 11 o'clock, well, 9 till about 12 or so on a Monday rather, is Jeremy Vine's show. But instead of that, we've got 9:30. Well, from sort of 9 o'clock-ish, they've got Fireman Sam, Thomas the Tank Engine, Paddington, The Adventures of Paddington, which is more like a recent cartoon, not the classic 70s, 80s original. Yeah, and then they've got the Emoji Movie. So yeah, they'll get it in the neck apparently. But more. You know, kudos to them. I think I'll actually watch it just to spite all the other bloody channels. Anyways, enough of that shifting shenanigans. We've got Amico Forever 51 Part 2. So I'll be recording Part 2 and 3 back to back. So when we get to wherever I'll break for it, because I'll just go straight through. Wherever I break for it, I'll just put a caption up saying "continue soon," but aiming. So yeah, part 1 will be, well, part 2, sorry, will be Monday. Part 3 will be looking at Wednesday, because then the Amico Forever 52 will be up by Thursday. I'll be able to have a watch of that. Well, unless he said he might sort of leave it for a week. So if it still carries on, then there'll be an Amico Forever on Friday. We're looking at. Otherwise, it'll come later. Anyways, let's get to it. So where we got up to last time, they were just about to get to talking about the free game on the birthday. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be still coming.
And short of solid deliverables, there's no point of doing an update. It's
Nick's just finished his burger, I think.
Absolutely.
You put something out, or it's just talk. So they're at a point.
It's been talk the whole time.
They've kind of burned through goodwill, and they need to be able to put something out. If they can't put something out, I don't think we're going to hear anything until they get to the point of putting something out.
Free game on our birthday? I hope so.
Free game on the birthday. That thing where they set it up where... I wonder if that was because they're putting out the console originally, intentionally. Well, not intentionally, obviously, but originally the plan was, the scam was to put it out on 10/10/20, which would have been the birthday of Tommy Tallarico's late sister Karen, so completely trashing a legacy by doing so, because nothing came out. I hope he's I hope he's going to rue that one. Hope when he gets to hell, she'll pop down from wherever she is and come and fucking roast him for that.
I don't know if that's still a thing, but I hope so. I think so. Right now it's.
I hope they can stick to that because
the games are worth $1. That's for sure.
That was a really cool feature.
Yeah,
I think there was a lot of good ideas.
Cool feature.
Yeah,
I think there was a lot of good ideas.
Was that me or was that them? Well, there's a lot of ideas that were just thrown out by Tommy because he just made up shit on the spot, and you all sucked it up.
Baked into this, and there's cost associated with things like everybody getting a free game on their birthday, but I don't.
Yeah, a whole $1 per person. A whole $1 per person who buys the console, so it's probably about $10.
Don't see anything about that on the website, so I don't know if that's something that they will stick to.
Hang on.
I mean, if it's see anything.
Mike Malist, I think they also don't care what's being said about them. It's heads down and they have to prove themselves. Right, first of all, Mike Malist, heads down, there's no apostrophe in heads down. I think the only head down is your head down on Tommy. But aside from what you'd like to be happening, I don't think they care what's being said about them. Well, of course, okay, I agree with him there, because they've long since fucked off with the money. And you're just, your money's gone. And they've all run off, and they don't care what's being said about them because the money's safe in a Swiss bank account somewhere, probably Switzerland.
About that on the website, so I don't know if that's something that they will stick to. I mean, if it's if they're putting it out there and it's still out there, then you can assume they still are honoring that commitment. If it's not out there, it's
let's just believe what shit we want to hear.
Up in the air. And honestly, as much, as they've struggled.
I won't show the whole chat, otherwise I'll just get bogged down in that. But Sweet Nintendo Hooligan, Tommy said 30 games to start with, 50 total, though, then another 50 games the next year, right? Yeah, pretty much.
Over the last 2 years to get through the pandemic, to get this thing into production, to get this thing funded and out. I think something like a game on your birthday is a nicety. It's really cool, but that's like, trying to do tricks when you're still learning how to walk. I just
trying to do tricks. You mean what? A whole cost of $1 is just over promising something. Oh, God, what's wrong with these people?
Just don't think they're there.
I still think that'd be cool if it's possible, but
oh sure.
But
no,
what
I think it's a nice selling point.
I think
they're not even to the point of retail, so.
If we ride till we get the Amico, I don't think so. No, we don't need any more problems in the.
So yeah, 1 Inch Biceps is saying, if we riot, do we get the Amico any faster? Well, no. Which then made me look up. Talking of riots, made me look up all about the Black Lives Matter riots that went on, where protesters fighting for Black Lives Matter were burning places down, including black-owned businesses. Well done, guys. What a bunch of geniuses you are. And I thought about, instead of having, because I've got like, you'll see the postage stamp that's on the thumbnail, but I did think of having a thumbnail which was a Black Lives Matter symbol, but with, instead of black, you would say Amico Lives Matter. And then I saw the sort of main logo that I could find had the words Black Lives Matter in a circle. I thought, well, there's no way I'm going to knock that up quickly in Premiere Pro and try and scale it down to fit into the thing. It was too much. It was too much of a faff to sort out. And then I thought, well, if I have a Black Lives Matter thumbnail, picture in the thumbnail, YouTube are going to just demonetize the whole bloody video. So what's the whole point? So you get the idea. Imagine, look at the Black Lives Matter symbol and rub out the word black and just put Amico. Amico Lives Matter. Even if I put that in the title, I could, because there was this more simpler version of the logo, which had the letters sort of straight, in sort of normal orientation. Ooh, windy pops. But yeah, if I'd put Amico Lives Matter in the title, that also would definitely have got the video demonetized. So I didn't want to do that. Ooh, windy pops.
The world.
Yeah.
That's what started this whole thing. No,
If rioting would have fixed this, I would have already said riot. But
I don't know if I'd riot. I'd march though. I would march. I wouldn't riot.
Typical. I can see DJC marching, just marching against this, marching against that. I want my Amico. I'm going to march. I'm going to march on Capitol Hill on January the 6th, 2023. If I don't get my Amico.
No,
got some solidarity songs.
If you march and we put a torch and a pitchfork in your hand, is there really any difference?
No. Okay, so this is what I was just going to say this to kind of piggyback on.
I don't know who Sweet Nintendo Hooligan is, but I love his trolling on this. I just Tommy say it though, Rab. And Rab will think it's a genuine question because he's not very bright.
What Rab said is, yeah, I think everything that was said or promised or even like the commandments,
was fucking bullshit.
I think I don't want to say it. And once again, just me talking, and I don't work for the company, so
no, because he's just been cuckolded by them.
So it's just me saying this, my opinion. But I really think most of that right now is out the door. I think,
like his Amico,
anything to get this in the hands of the people that paid for it and or paid for pre-orders or put money into it or have all these boxes sitting on their shelves. I think that to get
and they'll still have those boxes on the shelves years from now. Well, unless they throw them in the trash after they start biodegrading.
Get this console in those people's hands and make sure that this console has longevity and new content coming after it's in their hands.
Longevity. The only longevity in the Amico is the Amico Forever podcasts. Live streams, whatever you want to call them. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I think everything else with the commandments and the birthday stuff, and I think anything that was said before they were in the situation that they are now, I think it's
I think
like, once again, me saying that it's not
is to move the needle on manufacturing and get refunds in customers' hands. Those are the priorities right now.
I say this. I was a burger. If I was into cow, I would totally eat that. How did the cow feel? I think the cow was moved. Let's just say Nick again.
Yeah, me saying that it's not
is to move the needle on manufacturing and get refunds in customers' hands.
So he wants the manufacturing to happen, even though we were told over a year ago that they were in production. And OEBP did a song and dance about it. Well, almost. He certainly did a bit of a dance anyway. And Nick thinks they should get refunds into people's hands. Well, they're not going to get refunds into anyone's hands because they have no intention of refunding anyone. That's how they stay rich, by not refunding anyone.
Those are the priorities right now.
Yeah.
How was
priorities they have right now?
Yeah. I don't. Sweet Tedder. I don't know, man. I'm not going to say.
The only thing Tommy said that was true is that he's a cousin of Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, whose name is Steven Tallarico.
Company, and I'm not Tommy, but I just don't think that it's as important as if the system's
you are not Tommy. You just like to fillet him once in a while.
Out, and then we're talking about if we're all playing like Astro Smash and biplanes, and we're like, man, I just finished Astro Smash. Hey, what about the birthday game? I'd be like, you know what? Now's time to bring that up.
Yeah, so you don't want to ask him any sort of hard questions now in case you might upset him. Not that he'd give a fuck, because he wouldn't come back to you and answer you anyway.
Out a console even out yet? Like, I don't care about the birthday game until I have it in my hand.
They're such suckers. They really are. I'm sorry, but there's a point where reality kicks in and you start thinking, shit, we've been sold a pup here, and let's just not do this anymore because we're being made to look like a complete ass. But no, these guys just keep doing it week in, week out. I pity for their sanity. They really need to see us shrink, but then they spent all their money on fucking Amico tat.
If I have it in my hand, I guarantee you I'll ask about the birthday game, and I'll be like, where's our birthday games? Anyways.
Yeah. So after he spent $400 on his Amico, then he'd be worried about the $1 game.
Yeah. And it's business. You go to war with the pieces you have, and if the situation on the ground changes, and
there's no full volume here. There's no pieces. Full volume. There's no pieces. Where you are, Rob, because you've certainly not got any of your marbles left, have you?
You go to war with the pieces you have, and if the situation on the ground changes, and I think anyone who has been somewhat conscious over the past 2 years has realized that some of the situations on the ground have changed out there, and television has to change with them. They were supposed to have a system out 2 years ago. They were supposed to have income 2 years ago. So
don't you not get what's going on yet?
Things are a lot different today than they were back in 2018 and
Phil made it clear that the future has changed. Yeah, maybe we're getting a Coleco comedian instead.
2019 and 2020 when some of these things were being said. And,
Right.
I don't think it's stuff that's not going to. And then, like just like you were saying, it. Phil said that the future, had changed. Sucks because I pre-ordered what was said. Like everybody was talking about, like what Tommy was saying and how he was promoting. I don't think that stuff's gone. I just think right now it's not being put into. That's not going to be put in consideration until we're playing games. And ordering stuff
but I
on
can
the
see the
store.
concern. Right.
But I 100% understand.
I can absolutely
yeah.
see the concern is people pre-ordered based off what Tommy was telling them.
I'm not blocking you, just another viewer.
And now so many things have changed that now nobody really knows what the groundwork is anymore. So I can totally understand the frustration with it. Makes complete sense.
Yeah, nobody knows the floor or the bounds of what's what.
Well, duh, Jan. You used to comment on my videos. What happened there? I said everything Tommy said is no longer valid. Never was.
I mean, I don't know what to tell people other than it's kind of you've got to use common sense. If you think they're throwing everything out the window and you're
common sense. Well, there's a complete lack of common sense here, isn't there?
not interested, then you have to act accordingly. If you think they are doing the best they can
I
to
think everything's
uphold
Yeah.
what they can, then act accordingly.
And Jan, like I said, that was me saying that. I didn't say that everything said. It could be 100% all going forward.
Yes, everything Tommy said is definitely going forward. You didn't lie at all, and everything in the garden is lovely.
I just think the manufacturing and getting things out. I think the transparency of showing updates that are like little, like, hey, we just did this. Hey, we just did this. Hey, we did. I think that's out the window right now. In my opinion, I think that they're just trying to. They got to do this. It's do or die time on this right now.
It's die time.
But no, I don't. I think everything that Tommy said is coming when.
This is he's thinking of the as I said this before, the Jam Tomorrow. The Jam Tomorrow franchise, not franchise, the phrase. Just, you won't get your jam today, but you'll get it tomorrow. And then tomorrow you'll be promised you get your jam tomorrow. And then tomorrow and tomorrow. And every time it's tomorrow. So basically, you'll never get it. Ever.
That should be the only thing on their mind right now.
The only thing on their mind right now is, we're in the money.
Yeah, I understand, man, but like I'm sure we're gonna see.
See, this is a funny comment. Mickey Fan Tommy, one of these Mickey Fan, not real accounts. To me, it's really kind of a bummer that Tellerico left you guys behind to be stuck holding the bag, being asked questions with no way to ask him now. Well, it's their own doing that they still carry this on. Any person with a brain would realise the thing is not happening a long time ago, and these people would realise they're being scammed and that they've lost their money. But they're not. They're holding the bag on, by themselves. They're doing it on purpose. They could easily have dropped the bag at the time, but no, they just still blindly go on holding the bag. It's their own bloody fault at this point. They could get out any time, but they don't.
Tommy again. I don't feel that he burned us either at all.
Yeah,
Any what?
We're gonna see Tommy again.
Just go back.
I understand, man, but like I'm sure we're gonna see Tommy again.
Yeah, the only way you'll see Tommy again is if he ends up in the dock in court.
I don't feel that he burned us either.
You don't feel that he burned you. God, the Stockholm syndrome is so strong in this one. It's unbelievable.
At all.
Yeah,
I just think I think Phil's kind of handling stuff right now.
Phil's handling stuff. Fucking hell. No, that is a fucking thick twat. Phil is handling stuff. Phil's not doing anything. Phil's sat at home laughing at you lot.
As far as Tommy hasn't gone anywhere.
He's gone. he's not even. He's got Intellivision listed on his Twitter thing still, but he's not tweeted about Intellivision in a long time. In fact, he's pretty much left Twitter anyway. If he's still on his video games live tour, he's not tweeting the dates. The only last thing on his Twitter page was about when his dad died in the end of April, and he's just there going. Well, he's just not posting anything there now. That's it. He's gone.
Still,
Chuck has an Amico-centric fan-based show. It's not holding the bag for a company.
Now Rab's sucking him off as well. Yes, it's an Amico because that's really all he gets the hits on. He makes a video about something else. No one watches it, apart from a handful of people. At the moment, anyway. I mean, as I've said before, with some of the gameplay I put out, I'll put this out. I mean, let's say, for example, I'll put this out on the Monday morning, part 2, anyway, and at the same day, I'll put a gameplay video up as well, because and what I'll most likely do is, as I usually do, is I'll put this up at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll put the gameplay video out at 11 o'clock. Really, quite frankly, because it's just it's easier for me. It's the start of the day, and I'll just sort of post. In fact, half the time I don't even need to promote these Amico videos because all the hits come through YouTube, and so YouTube does its thing with that anyway. And people will see it and people subscribe to it. The gameplay, they won't take off, but I'll put them out on Twitter and Facebook and so on. And as I've said before, the strange thing is, I'll post them and they'll sort of trundle along, farting along, that sort of amount of success usually at first. And then about a year later, I don't know why this is the case, about a year later, suddenly they'll absolutely shoot up, a lot of them. I don't know why it's all through sort of YouTube search. Why it takes a year for the algorithm to pick it up, I've no idea. It's a very strange thing. Some a lot sooner than that, but it's a very strange thing indeed. But so maybe that'll happen with DJC's other retro videos. It's quite possible. But yeah, it's just a very strange thing that YouTube does it. But yeah, I'll put it out at early morning because most people will come for one or the other. Well, at the moment, most people will come for Amico. So I sort of get them on before lunchtime in the UK, so people want to have something to watch when they have the lunch, then there's something there for them. I think if you start putting them up sort of late in the day, unless there's something really urgent, I can't wait until the next day, then I'll put it up late in that day. Unless you only get sort of 3, you can put 3 things up a day that people will get notified about. So you put up more than 3 videos a day in any 24-hour period, and people won't get notified about it. The 4th one onwards. So, unless I want to sort of, I've got some sort of stuff backed up, and I want to just sort of push it out there, just so that it just gets seen. Just rather than have it sit there unlisted or in draft. I'll just sort of do the promotion in the morning, and then people can watch it whenever they feel like during the day. As opposed to say 9 o'clock a.m. and then 9 p.m. for example, because by 9 p.m. or by sort of after late afternoon, people's days are finished and they're only thinking about going home from work, say, and making dinner and that kind of thing, and watching TV in the evening. But it's during the day when people sort of want a bit of entertainment, so that's why I'll just try to put 2 videos out in the morning, and people can choose during the day when to watch them. But as I say, with the gameplay, it can just be a year sometimes before it absolutely takes off. Absolutely bizarre. No idea why.
I think there's a lot of projection going on, and
well, I would say he's got a very Intellivision focus, because he does a lot of retro and television. And
I mean, the
like
channel in
too,
general.
So.
Yes. I just mean Amico forever.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the name, obviously the backdrop of the show, obviously of topic that a lot of people are interested in. But when there's
and just go back a sec. Just another viewer, DJC may have said I could be a 25. So they've got this into their head, DJC and Co, that there will be 25 Amicos given out to influencers for people to make videos about them. DJC, well, he says he hopes he'll be one of the 25, but other people seem to think Well, just another viewer is obviously trolling him, but just people seem to think that DJC can get them into the 25 club to get one of these first ever Amicos. Apart from the fact no one's getting it, and DJC certainly wouldn't get one anyway. I mean, he deserves one if it ever did come out, but it's not going to happen anyway. But yeah, it's just funny.
Of the show, obviously, of topic that a lot of people are interested in. But when there's no Amico news, it's not like we are going to be.
Hold that thought. Yeah, there's no Amico news, but we'll talk about it for an hour and 20 minutes, or nearly an hour and a half most weeks.
Yeah, we're talking about it a little bit more now because you guys have general questions that we're trying to answer for you guys. Other than that, we would just be talking about various different topics.
I don't know why you don't. You might get somewhere with that.
For us, like we've said before, this is more about us being able to hang out.
This is just having fun with hanging out with all you guys.
I'm just eating a burger, despite the fact it's 9:30 at night, and it's gone 10 o'clock in the evening now, and Nick's still having his tea. He could sit down about 7 o'clock at night and have his burger, so it would have digested by the time this started. But no, he wants to eat it on camera.
Guys too.
It's being able to hang out with each other because we get to do this once a week. We get to meet up and like hang out for a little while. Because other than this, our schedules are kind of busy, so we don't always get a chance to meet up.
Well, your schedule might be busy. Rab's schedule might be busy because you're both married, as far as I can tell. But DJC's got all the time in the world.
So it's good for us to be able to hang out. It's good for us to be able to hang out with you guys. I know.
Tommy will return. Keep the faith. Hang on. Let's get that back.
It's good for us to be.
Jim Tutor. A great name. Tommy will return. Keep the faith.
Be able to hang out. It's good for us to be able to hang out with you guys. I know some of you guys in the chat and that are just sort of watching or watching through other people's channels are doing it to like clip stuff and kind of make fun, and that's fine so long as it stays civil and.
I'm always civil, but DJC decided to shadow ban me. Answer that one and say fashionable.
Good fun. By civil, I mean not hostile, just in good fun. That's about as civil as I'm going to ask for in any case.
I keep bringing up the 25. It reminds me of like what was the one where all the people were returning to Earth? Was it the 400 or something? That series where everybody got
it was either 400 or 100. Something like that. I don't know.
Something like that. I was the 25. The 25.
I can't remember. I didn't even really watch that show. I remember it being around.
Yeah, if one ever gets in my hand, anyone that's near me, come.
Whatever gets in his hand. I've not seen the 100. I've seen that. I know it's called the 100. But I've not seen it. But DJC, whatever gets in my hand. Well, Tommy's schlong usually.
Yeah, if one ever gets in my hand, anyone that's near me, come play it, man. I'll
come play with Tommy Schlong.
I'll have an event. I'm just saying if I'm able to. Just once again, speculation, folks.
You just do that nervous laughter thing where because he hasn't got any answers, but he'll just steal White Knight for the Amico.
Look, at the end of the day, I want this console to come out for the people who still want to have the console. I want the people who want to get their refund to get their refund. Yeah,
I'd happily pay out $100 for a console. Oh no, it's $400 now, so I'm not interested. an OEB Pete, because he said he'll bring back OEB if he gets one. I don't think he said that. He shadow banned me as well on at least one of his two new channels, Pack Opening Pro and Ever Canadian. I think I posted on the Ever Canadian one in his comments, and it didn't show up. If you ever wonder whether you're shadow banned, windy pops. If you ever wonder whether you're shadow banned, then post a comment, and then go to a browser window where you're not logged in. And if your comment doesn't come up from your channel you posted it from, then you're shadow banned. So yeah, it happens.
That way everybody wins. That's all I want out of this thing.
I mean, I only do it when people start just being absolute twats, or just start being disruptive, or just start being cunts in general. I will do it. Yeah, if your sort of opening gambit is just to be a fucking pain in the arse, basically, then I may entertain it for a little bit just to wind you up. And also your comments sort of help boost the algorithm, etc. But there will come a point say if it's like late in the evening, I don't want it carrying on into the next day. So if I might have had a couple of responses back and forth, and then I may just think, well, fuck this one off. I've got better things to do, and I don't want it carrying over till tomorrow. And so, I'll get rid of it, and they'll be shadow banned. But yeah, it's only if people start being complete twats.
I want it to materialize in a way that the people who have put money into it are happy with it. Meaning, you either get your refund or you get your console.
Yeah,
right.
I just want people. I want it to be available so people can actually play it. Everybody talks about it, and I think
I want it to be available. I know there's lots of comments in my comments on these videos. They want it to be available because they want to see the car crash that you guys will be still playing and saying, "Oh, isn't this fantastic?" And then it's like looking at Pong from 1977 or whatever it was, and go, "God, the graphics, God." Hideo Kojima and Death Stranding. Oh, step aside. We've got Pong.
We were, unfortunately, we're part of like a very, very minimal percentile. We're very, we're one of
you're in the 1%. The top of Mensa.
The few people that have played it. There's not many people that have. I mean, that are like we are. Like I understand they had like families and people playing it that probably didn't even know about on television, or maybe some did, whatever. But as far as like gamers and people that were just all in this scene to this day, I think we're kind of a rare breed that got to play it. So a couple of us a couple times.
Armchair QB, I can't answer that because I don't know.
It's just speaking of the 25, we're Rab and Nick promised one of them. Well, Armchair QB, the later say is Armchair Quarterback. There is no 25, but obviously another one trolling these poor saps.
Sweet and Titter Hooligan, I believe we've already asked them about that before, and they
hang on. I don't want to keep bringing these up, otherwise I'll never get away from it. No disrespect to you guys. I hope it doesn't come across like that. See, posted now. DJC, if there was some lawsuit because of what Tommy Tallarico did, do you think YouTubers like you guys will be complicit or also in trouble on this question? I think he does actually post this up there in a minute, from what I remember. Would they be complicit? It depends. DJC is obviously an investor, and he doesn't declare it. It's difficult to know without them admitting it. Whether if they really were on the payroll. I doubt very much they're on the payroll, because Intellivision wouldn't be funding this on a weekly basis. If they were, then they would be complicit if they were getting money. But other than that, I think the judge would look at them and just say, no, you're just fucking thick twats. You're just coming out with this bullshit every fucking week. That's about it, yeah.
are processing and doing.
Let's go back.
I believe we've already asked them about that before, and they are processing and doing things as quickly as they can. There is no way to do this process faster and move.
So he's talking about refunds, but anyway.
Things along the way they want to move things along. Because at the end of the day, they still have overhead. They still have something to develop. They still have things to do.
The only thing they have to do is laugh at you every week.
And so they're doing as much as they can when they can to try to make things right by the customer.
Yep. What he said.
I don't know anything of the internal workings of that.
Yeah.
So don't ask.
Don't ask. I do know at one point in this live stream, I'm not sure whether it's coming up now or coming up later, but Nick goes Full Metal Jacket. He really does. It's fucking funny.
I can't answer.
What's that? Oh yeah. So the Amico.
So yeah, let's see. Unless he did get to that question. Which question did he come to then? Maybe he is talking about that question, but yeah, he started going a little bit mad. Let's just hear that one again.
Try to make things right by the customer.
Yep. What he said.
I don't know anything of the internal workings of that.
Yeah.
So don't ask. I can't answer.
What's that? Oh yeah. So the making of if the making of Amico was a reality show, I'd pay to watch it. Oh man, I'd love to see them come off the line, man.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm keeping my at this time. Even if I put that money in for my 2 pre-orders. I got my Founders Wood Grain and the Black VIP, which when it comes down to it, I might see if I can switch to purple because I think that'll be the color comes out before the black, but which I'm pretty sure he probably can. I think he had mentioned that a few updates ago.
So you're speculating about which color console might come out first, despite the fact that we know none of them will. But God, you still got a Windy Pops. You still got a White Knight for this somehow.
But yeah, I really want to just. I'm holding on to mine no matter what. I'm not. And trust me, I do care about money, and I'm not one to just go, whatever. But
except you have.
I'm gonna see what happens.
I am the guy that can go.
If they're like, we're done and this ain't ever coming, I'll see if I can get a refund. I'll tell you that.
Here's my. And this is from my own personal financial viewpoint. Yeah. So don't take this as word of law or anything. From my standpoint, I'm already over that money. I dropped on 2 sets of the 8. I gave one to a friend because I didn't want him to miss out on. I kept 1 set. I got 2 consoles pre-ordered, one for my mom, and then I got a chance to get that I was going to have for myself.
Yeah, because everyone's mom, they want an Amico.
And then I got a chance to get a Founders. So I went ahead and dropped in on the Founders and planned to give the other one to my mom. So I went ahead and kept that one. I put that money in so long ago that financially I have fully recovered from that, and it is a non-issue for me at this point.
I mean, if putting in $100 was an issue for you financially in any capacity whatsoever, that's money that you really shouldn't have spent on that pre-order. Yeah, if $100 is going to bankrupt you, you really shouldn't have put that in.
Because it has been years since I put that money in. So I think for most people, if you were to look at it in that respect, I see being frustrated with it. But if you're financially strapped from that money 2 years hence, then I feel like maybe you shouldn't have put money towards the console.
Well, as
in 2 years, even with making minimum wage that I was making when I was 16, I would have made that money back in 2 years.
Yeah,
so I sometimes
that was
fail to conceptualize other than just moral outrage why it's as big a balloon as it's become. It's a problem. Yes. Should people get it? Absolutely. I just don't understand the huge, massive outrage on it as much as I do. Maybe it's just because I have a viewpoint on it because of my financial situation. Maybe I'm just out of touch on that.
Well, it's money outstanding for people who pre-ordered it thinking they would get it sooner. But
I want to.
Sweet and Tender Hooglin, I have lost money on things on eBay and other things where I've never gotten that money back before. I have lost money on.
Well, if you pay with PayPal, you should get your money back.
Things I have tried to purchase before. This would not be the first time, and it will not be the last time that I lose money.
Yeah, but if you're doing it through eBay, it's usually against some sort of nefarious individual, whereas if you do it through Intellivision, it's a whole conglomerate of nefarious individuals. So there's a difference.
I accepted that when I put money into it because I knew it was a startup company. I knew there was a chance I might lose money. So I was aware when I walked in.
So,
Armchair QB, yeah, someone earlier asked if investors have grounds for legal action against Intellivision. What do you guys think on that one? Just curious. I mean, I've said before, I know he's asking them the question, not me, but I have said before, when they file bankruptcy, I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet, then, anything anyone would possibly get, anyone who has got a pre-order in any capacity or whatever money you spent, you become a creditor. And you end up on the very back of them. There's no point even suing them at that point because there's no money to get out of it. But yeah, you become a creditor. Technically, you'd get pennies on the dollar back at the very least, back at the very most, because you end up at the very, very back of the line against people like Sudesh Agarwal, who is supposed to be due $100 per console, if any were sold. He'll want his money back from that loan, even though there'll be no money around. So yeah, so you could do a class action against them, but it'd be fucking wasting your time and further money on it, because you'll get nothing either way. But yeah, you'd waste thousands of dollars just by trying to chase it further through the courts.
I'm gonna say here on armchair quarterback. I'm guessing that means. Someone asked earlier if investors have grounds for legal action against television. What do you guys think of that one? I'm no lawyer, but if they never came out with
He's no lawyer, duh.
something, I don't even know. But as far as they're still planning on coming out with a console, they're not
They're still planning on it. What makes you think that?
dead like a lot of everybody's kind of saying. So if they were dead and not answering anything, then maybe. But I'm not a lawyer, but
Yeah,
I don't think
it depends.
Yeah, if you want to go at this one, Rab.
He's like I said it before. I'll say it again. He's like Jonah Hill at the end of Don't Look Up. If you're not watched Don't Look Up and you don't want to know, spoiler, just I mean, it's a fantastic film. Just it's not about the destination. It's about the journey that they go on, literally. But I know it sounds like a cliche when I say that, but everyone sort of realizes that whatever they do to get this comet out of the sky so it doesn't obliterate Earth is not going to happen. Yeah, Jonah Hill still sat there at the end. Is like, oh, it's still going to happen. It'll still be fine. It'll be fine. So again, like as I mentioned it before as well, Homer when the pig goes flying through the air. It's still good. Dad, forget it. It's gone. I know.
Yeah, also not a lawyer, but this would depend on what happens. Startup companies go under all the time,
Yeah, Rab's not a lawyer, but he'll try to pretend he is one, or sound like one.
and as an investor, you are taking a risk in where you put your money.
So there's that question. If there was a lawsuit because of what Tommy Tallarico did, do you think YouTubers like you guys would be complicit or also in trouble? On this question, I think it is all on Tommy in that case. Well, it's all on all of them. They're all complicit. No, these three are just stupid, as I say. But yeah, Tommy would be complicit, but it depends if they squirrel the money away, where it goes from there. Yeah, if they all disappear off the face of the planet, then you won't be able to get hold of them anyway to even ask them any questions. I don't really. They'd want to hang around in the public eye.
Investor, you are taking a risk in where you put your money. You can put it in a accredited fund. You can put it, in a treasury note. You can put it into a startup. You can put it in a number of places. You can put it in the stock market. It really depends on what Intellivision's actions are and how they follow through with it. If they think they have a case against Intellivision not honoring certain promises or not failing to deliver what they invested in, then yeah, they could have a case.
So I've just looked up treasury notes. It's an American thing, I see. Not so we don't have them over here. A treasury note, or T-note for short, is a marketable U.S. government debt security with a fixed interest rate and a maturity between 2 to 10 years. So, sounds a bit like a sort of an ISA, individual savings account, where you put money in. You can get it back within. You can take it out early, but if you want to try and get some interest on it, proper interest, then you leave it in for the period that the ISA is meant to last for, which is usually a few years. But even I think interest rates, apart from the way inflation's starting to skyrocket now, for a long time, sort of following the 2008 financial crash, all the interest rates has just completely crashed for years.
If Intellivision goes under due to the business climate or due to actions not of their own doing, then no, they're not going to have a case. They can bring up a case, but it will be, it will be either dismissed or someone taking it. That's for a judge to decide.
I love the way he tries to sound authoritative. Yeah, it's just word porridge coming out of his mouth.
I don't think, with Intellivision running into financial trouble as it is right now and not being able to
I think Nick's had enough now. His burger's gone down, and now he wants to eat his arm.
get out the manufactured units by the dates that they had tried to get out, there's grounds for legal action by investors. That is a risk you take when you invest in a startup. But again, I'm not giving legal counsel here. Right. I'm just saying this is the way investing in startups work. A lot of them don't pan out. And television is not out of the game. They are still
just so Sweet and Tender Hooligan, DJC, they're not answering for refunds. So they're not putting anything into refunds whatsoever. I knew I didn't want to get stuck into these. The outrage is due to Tommy promising people they could get a refund at any time. Intellivision has broken that promise and every other promise as well.
Yeah, if they weren't doing
anything. They just
sent
an update to you guys 2 weeks ago that they have, secured a deal, secured a couple of deals. They told you about the one with BBG. So they are still in the fight. They are still looking forward to getting these things produced as soon as they can.
What makes you think that? Anyway, it's look, Mike Mellis has entered the chat. What's that bit? What's that in the that's covered up with the? Is that like a sort of is that where all the bodies are buried? Just looking at how far this is going, I'm wondering, can this even end up being a 4-parter? Good God.
Yeah.
We're just sitting here kind of waiting to see what comes next.
We're just, when it comes down to it, let me just address this real.
Oh, if it does end up a 4-parter, then I'll put it out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because obviously then we've got Amico Forever 50 coming up, 52 coming up, presuming it does come out.
Really quick.
Okay, go ahead.
We're when it comes down to it, we're just.
I tried to address some other questions that came up that were directed specifically at me that I haven't had time to answer.
Oh, okay.
I saw something from you too. I don't know what the original question was. So I'm not trying to ignore you. Just another viewer. I just didn't see your previous question.
Yeah, I just as far as like when people were saying, you guys feel like you'd be like in trouble or complicit or blah 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 blah. I mean, I've never if you could find a clip where I did, I've never said, hey, you guys need to do this. You guys need to do this. I always say,
oh, stop eating, Mike Melist.
I'm excited about this. Hey, like when the games came out, I'm like, hey, these are still available to order on Intellivision. I ordered 3 sets. Because I'm crazy and I like to collect boxes for.
He's crazy. That's all right.
My shelves. I put money. I've told a million times. I put some money on that profit sharing. I don't know if that consider me an investor, and I didn't like try to float the company $1 million or anything. Like I don't have that money, dude.
I don't have that money. Profit sharing. So yeah, you are an investor. You just don't admit it.
I'm poor, but I have more money back here that I could. But I don't want to get rid of it because I love it, But I could be very well off on some of these games.
Yeah, you might sell some of those old Intellivision games for about 20 cents a throw.
Judges every other month. I'm curious what.
But I'm also going to say, hey, I love the Analog Duo.
What it is,
they're about to, they're going on pre-order too. Does that mean that I'm invested?
Yeah, I don't think we'd be pulling into any legal action. There's not going to be any legal action. There was no money exchanged. There were no promises made to us. Nothing was going on. This is strictly a fan podcast.
It's just fans.
That's all it is. As to the comments on about what other people and about the refunds. I've said this once. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I don't totally understand the massive outrage. I understand a little bit better now.
You don't understand the massive outrage? What, $70 million being stolen? And you don't understand the massive outrage? I think, if I remember rightly, this could be where Nick goes full Metal Jacket.